The NBA season has already took dramatic turns and is very unexpected so far. Ayton is on the Lakers, KD is a Rocket, Boston has cleared up cap space, Denver has been flipping core pieces. Today we are breaking down every dominoes, the winners, losers, and what it all means for the 2025-2026 title race. The Los Angeles Lakers snagged DeAndre Ayton on a 2-year, $16 million deal. Why is this a steal? Well, Ayton is only 27 years old. Slot in a 7-footer who is a career 16-10 guy next to Luka's pick and roll will work out great. His second year as a player option keeps pressure on Ayton to perform while giving LA a reset button if anything goes bad. His fit with LeBron James in year 22 still top 10 in drives, gets a vertical lob threat who can also hit the short roll floater. But the bigger headline could be the 2018 draft reunion. Luka won third after Ayton, and the NBA Twitter roasted the Suns for that ever since. Now the Lakers get both on a team-friendly deal. The lineup is Luka and LeBron and Austin Reeves starting, Rui Hachimura and DeAndre Ayton at center. Their bench will consist of Gabe Vincent, Jared Vanderbilt. Signing DeAndre Ayton addresses the lack of size, which led to an early exit to Minnesota Timberwolves, where Rudy Gobert dominated Game 5 to close the series, having 27 points and 24 rebounds, shooting 12 for 15, and got his revenge on Luka from the year prior. In other news, the Rockets land Kevin Durant. Houston might have hit the jackpot. The Rockets outmaneuvered half the league to bring in Kevin Durant. Details of the package in what would become a historic 7-team trade. Durant would go to Houston for a package including Dylan Brooks and Jalen Green, who would end up going to Phoenix. But the ripple effect doesn't end there. Former Laker is joining Durant in Texas. Dorian Finney-Smith has been traded for Cam Whitmore. Either way, Houston is banking in on Kevin Durant, and Phoenix goes for the young star, Jalen Green. Dallas just signed veteran point guard D'Angelo Russell on a 2-year, $13 million contract, confirming that many insiders speculated that Russell was a short-term stopgap while Kyrie Irving recovers from his ACL tear. Russell struggled this past season, averaging 12.9 points and 5.6 assists in Brooklyn after a midseason trade from the Lakers. His shooting staggered below 30% from 3, but Mavs aren't betting on all-star D'Lo. They're banking in on a steady hand to keep the ship afloat until Kyrie returns, and to mentor Duke phenomenon Cooper Flag, the number 1 pick overall in the 2025 draft, who they had a less than 1% chance of getting. Cooper Flag is projected to be a franchise cornerstone, and Dallas is stacking veterans around him. Anthony Davis is still a defensive anchor. D'Lo brings playoff experience and playmaking depth. They once again reunite. This is Russell's 5th team. Lakers, Nets, Warriors, Wolves, and now Mavs, and possibly his last real shot at meaningful playoff minutes. Expect him to come into camp with something to prove. For Dallas, it's low risk, medium reward deal. If Russell bounces back, it buys Kyrie some time. If not, it's only a 1-year commitment with a 2nd-year team option. Finally, something smart Nico Harrison could have done. Michael Porter Jr. has been traded to Brooklyn for Cam Johnson. Denver also will give up 2032 unprotected first-round pick. Michael Porter's $33 million per year and history of back issues go east. Cam Johnson slots as a lower usage 3-and-D clip machine next to Jamal Murray and Jokic, the 2032 pick, an asset for a post-Jokic era. The Denver Nuggets also got Jonas Valanciunas from Sacramento Kings, but we're not sure if Jonas Valanciunas is even going to play. He might end up going overseas and retiring there. The Nuggets got bullied on the glass by Minnesota and OKC in back-to-back 7-game heartbreakers. Valanciunas hopefully could solve the issue. Jokic and Valanciunas are expected to be at center, while they have Aaron Gordon at power forward and Payne Watson. They re-signed Bruce Brown, who could back up Cam Johnson, and they have Christian Brunn and Jamal Murray at point guard. But time will judge. Desmond Bane ended up getting traded to the Magic. To Memphis, they got KCP, Cole Anthony, 4 first-round picks, and 1 first-round pick swap. For Orlando, they just added one of the league's most underrated scoring guards. Bane averaged over 20 points per game in back-to-back seasons, could shoot lights out, a career 41.3% from the three-point range, and adds muscle and shot creating next to Paulo Banchero and Franz Wagner. They keep Jalen Suggs and Anthony Black while upgrading from Cole Anthony to a more polished, playoff-tested guard. It's a win-now move for a team ready to try to contend next season. This is where things get interesting for Memphis. After a disastrous season, tagged by Ja Morant's off-court issues and injury woes, the Grizzlies need a hard reset. Trading Bane, a foundational piece, for KCP, a 3-and-D vet, Cole Anthony, a streaky but young guard, and a war of trusted picks signals a shift towards flexibility and continuity. Boston's front office did the unthinkable, dealing Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis 12 months after winning a championship. Boston was one of the 3 second apron offenders, exceeding it nukes sign-and trades, mid-levels, even cash sweeteners. The repeat offenders with 3 mega deals. Jason Tatum, who signed for 5 years, $314 million. Jaylen Brown, 4 years, $243 million remaining. Derek White, 4 years, $118 last summer. These are the trades they made this offseason. Drew Holiday went to Portland for Anthony Simons and 2 second-round picks. Boston trims $5 million this year, $72 million over their lifetime. Porzingis has been traded to the Atlanta Hawks in a 3-team deal. Boston receives George Niang and a second-round pick, slicing $22 million next year. Cap-wise, they escaped the second apron. On court, they hope Simons, who averaged 20.7 points per game in the last 3 years, soaks Tatum's scoring while Niang spaces the corners. The Achilles rupture that knocked Tatum versus the New York Knicks forced Boston Celtics' hand. Better to duck penalties and reload than pay $400 million for a limping core. Bucks waived Lillard and signed Miles Turner. Milwaukee's chessboard got messy. Damian Lillard ruptured his Achilles in round 1. Instead of parking $113 million of dead money, the GM stretched the remaining cash over 5 years. That's a $22.5 million dead cap hit throughout 2030. Painful, but it freed space to scoop 10-year shot-blocking vet Miles Turner on a 4-year, $107 million deal. The gamble. Turner anchors defense next to Giannis if the superstar stays, but Giannis fired off a series of now-deleted tweets, clearly mad about losing Dame. Milwaukee hasn't won a series since 2022, and patience is thin. If the Hawks or any other dark horse waves an unprotected 2027 or 2028 pick plus some assets, the Bucks might pull the plug. Remember, Giannis can enter free agency in 2027, and superstars don't want to wait anymore. Milwaukee fans are fortunate to have Giannis on the roster, and the front office understands that. So does the fan base and everyone involved. However, Antetokounmpo has continued to show that he loves Milwaukee, and that's a promising sign. Despite that, some have continued to state that he might want out. Trade rumors have still been going around on Giannis. The winners of this offseason so far, Lakers have got Ayton on a discount. Luka has been locked long-term, and LeBron has just re-signed. Durant is going to elevate the ceiling, and they clearly seem like they're going for the championship, but we'll see if it ends up being worth it. The Hawks have flexibility as they've signed Porzingis and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. They now have a good chance to make the playoffs. The Nuggets. Porter's money converted into depth and a 2032 pick. They signed Bruce Brown, Cam Johnson. They seem to have Jonas Valanciunas on their team also. The losers could be considered the Celtics. Even though they did clear cap space, they now don't seem to have a title window, especially with Jason Tatum being out. They decided to go for the savings instead of banners. Another loser is the Bucks' uncertainty. Stretching Dame eased the cap but angered Giannis. Trade rumors about Giannis are now likely more to be talked about. So what's to watch next? Giannis trade watch. Hawks, Knicks, and yes, the Lakers have asset. Another star player to watch out for is Bradley Beal. We have been hearing potential rumors about Clippers possibly making a trade for Bradley Beal. And that's everything you need to know about the start of the NBA free agency in 2025. Who do you think the real winner is? Drop it down in the comments.